Hey everybody, this is HBCU Original. Listen, I'm here
Yeah.
with my co-host, no none other than Alonzo McDowell from the URA, under recruited athlete. Listen, today we got a spectacular show for you guys. We got an athlete coming out of a lot of. Tell people about this person.
Hey man, this young man is amazing. I've known him for some time, man, and like when I first met him, man, he's a very his character is good. He's a polite young man. I've seen him at camps. I've seen him on the bus tour, and I mean, this guy, man, has thrown for 1,000 yards year after year. I just can't wait to talk to him, man. It's going to be a great interview today.
Hey, listen, before we get started, we got to always give a shout out to our sponsor.
Today's show is sponsored by Swift Pro for all your marketing needs. Want to be a sponsor? It's simple. Just email us for more info. Now back to the show.
Hey, man, right back at you. Listen, so we're not going to delay any longer. We're going to bring Mr. DJ, Davian, money making, Morehouse taking. Brother, right on there. Here he goes.
How y'all
Welcome.
What's going on, man?
Great to be here, man. I appreciate y'all.
Man, I'm so happy, man, that you could join us, man. One of the biggest things, man, it's been a while since I've seen you, but, you've grown a lot, man, since the last time that I've seen you, and the stuff that you're putting out on the field, man, has been amazing. So, one of the first things, man, I'm excited to also say you're a URA branded athlete, man, that, you were one of the ones that kind of started the platform of the URA brand system. So I want to appreciate you for doing that, man, and helping to support my brand also. But
hey, shout out to URA real quick too before you get started.
Yeah.
Let me tell everybody a quick introduction. This is URA, and if you're not familiar, just give you time to go there and scan real quick. You can get familiar with the webpage, the website, all of the information about URA, the athletes, the promotions going on. This is a international, and also, of course, in the United States. If thousands of athletes who are lining up to sign up, don't wait to get your subscription today.
Hey, man. So look, tell me about who Davian Johnson is. Let these people know who you are. Speak with your chest, man. Let them know you committed to Morehouse, man. You a Morehouse man. Like, tell me a little about yourself.
Man, it's been a journey. I can't even lie. It's been a lot of ups and downs. A little bit about me. Of course, been playing high school ball 4 years. Been at a program where we didn't have a lot of success, but we just had to make it work at the end of the day. And I found a way to get out, and make it out, kind of the stigma of our school, it was a lot of a losing mentality. And, of course, me being me, I didn't want to be with that, and I wanted to break that cycle. So I'm just blessed I got an opportunity my senior year to play at the next level. And I'm just, I'm excited that Morehouse took an opportunity for me, or took a chance on me. And I'm definitely going to make the most of my opportunity, no doubt.
Hey, man. So now, I know I wanted to piggyback off what Alonzo was saying as far as, being an athlete like that, coming out of it, you were in a large school, or was it a small school? That's what I wanted to know.
Definitely a large school. So I'm in 7A football in Georgia. So, a lot of the big schools down here, like Collinsville, Buford, all those schools. So we got 3,000 kids in our school. So
some of you don't know. So a lot of states going to got like 1A, 2A, like we're talking like Delaware, Rhode Island, sometimes, 7A could be overwhelming, I think, to, some population of students. But of course, you handle it in one of the largest states in the United States. And we're glad to see that you representing Morehouse. You will be representing Morehouse this season coming up 2026. If those persons don't have your tickets yet for season tickets, reach out to Morehouse, please, and get your season tickets right now. They're on sale.
Hey, so I first met you, man, at the NCEC camp in Atlanta. I want to say this was probably your sophomore year or your sophomore year, I think.
Junior.
Junior year. Okay. And then I got on the bus tour with you with Elite Talent.
Mm-hmm.
And we were up in Sound Mind, Sound Body in Detroit, where I really got to see you showcase yourself, man. Tell me about that experience, man, of being in an Elite Talent program and going to the NCEC camp and then making that jump to play on more of a national camping exposure with Sound Mind, Sound Body.
No doubt. So First of all, shout out to Coach Tatum and the Elite Talent Program. Wouldn't be where I am without them.
Mhm.
All the opportunities he's given me it's been a blessing. From like you said, the bus tour, being able to tour college campuses, get in contact with coaches, and stuff like that. It's been a blessing, and it really taught me how to interact well with coaches. Like he had a blueprint for me, and I followed it, and it ended up working out for me. But like you said, sound mind, sound body, NCEC, really brought out the competitor in me, and I was able to showcase my talent, and that's when I really started getting looks going into my senior season. So it definitely jump started my recruiting process between Sound Mind, Sound Body, and NCEC. Just both great camps, would definitely recommend. And Derek Tatum does a great job running them, and I'm just blessed for the opportunity to compete at both of them. So,
Hey DJ, what is your style and who do you represent as far as an athlete? Who in the NFL could we say, hey, that's him right there?
I'm not gonna lie, even people tell me this. I get a lot of Patrick Mahomes. I can't lie. Just
Ooh,
I think a lot of it has to do with the scrambling ability, and the awkward throws on the run and stuff like that. I'm gonna always be in a position where I can make a throw, no doubt. Like that's just me in general. I'm not gonna let any obstacle block me or nothing like that. So I get Patrick Mahomes a lot, I would say.
I watched Patrick Mahomes, last season, and he had an injury and everything like that. And does that make you a little bit more hesitant?
I wouldn't say that because I mean you've seen his recovery process. He's been coming back
Yeah.
like that, So definitely, and even expanding on that, like Patrick Mahomes and the mental aspect of things, that's one
Yeah.
of the smartest quarterbacks you'll ever meet. And as far as like mental fortitude and stuff like that,
Mhm.
he's up there with the best. And
Well, he
uh,
ain't that smart. He couldn't beat Jalen Hurts. Go Eagles.
no,
Hey man, I throw that
no, we
shot out there.
throwing shade.
I throw that shot out
We
there.
throwing shade. Oh no.
Oh yeah. We Eagles country up here. This is Eagles country.
Hey,
Nah, but
look,
that,
man. Let me,
Man,
let
I'm
me ask you this
man
though:
through and through. Don't do
with
that.
your father being like a major contributor to your success, man, being your trainer and also being your quarterback coach, man. Like, how was it having your father there, like every step of the way?
Man, I feel like it's an experience not a lot of people can relate to. Like starting from young, him being in the military and stuff like that, he enlisted those values in me early. And me coming up through football and all that, I already had that kind of background, if you know what I mean. Like I was already introduced to that through his military side and how he raised me and how he taught me discipline and respect and things of that nature. So, and even then, like him picking up the game of football, he wasn't really into football that much. But I started about 6 or 7. I was at started up coming up through flag football, and then he was just with me the whole time. He had never not been on the field when I was taking a snap, and I'm blessed for that. Like just for him to be there through the whole process and him to finally see like, we made it. Like we're able to commit to a college. We're gonna be able to play at the next level. It
Yeah,
was really a blessing and a full circle moment. So I'm definitely eternally grateful for him. Like one of the greatest men in the whole world, like you'll ever meet. So
man, that's great, man. I mean, I met your father. We talked on the bus tour, man. Had a great conversation, man. Good guy, man. Good guy. Now, look, it's not. I mean, you're a Morehouse man, not just by character, but also grades. I mean, you're boasting a 4.2 GPA. I mean,
Woo.
you've been able to be proficient on the field and also in the classroom, man. Like, tell me how that has been a big part of your family values and just how your family has been a significant part of your journey.
yeah, no doubt. So my father, one thing he enlisted in me when I was, in school and playing ball is you don't play unless you get all A's. So he knew the grades came first, and you know, now looking back, like I understood why he did that because it really is grades come first. That's
Definitely.
where it all
Yeah.
starts. Like you can't compete if you're below a certain grade. you can't have a career if you flunk in school, you know? So it all starts there. Like education is your background because football is not going to last forever. So
For sure.
I'm
Thank, I
just, yeah, no
appreciate that.
doubt. Football's
Say
not
that
going to
again.
last forever.
They didn't hear you out there. Say that one more time so these young people can hear what you just said.
Football not going to last forever, y'all. So get that degree. Make sure
Yes.
y'all get that degree so y'all have a backup plan and y'all can continue your career, support your families, and you know, at the end of the day, just make that money. You know.
That's right.
Hey, so hit into, you know, from high school to now you're going to college, the college ranks. Is there some fears? What are you expecting?
I wouldn't say it's fear, like because I've been doubting throughout everything, like my whole career, and that's another reason why I've been blessed to play 7A football is because we're in some of the most competitive football in the country, you know. So it's like I'm used to seeing these guys that are going power forward Div 1. So I mean, it's like when I get to that stage, it's not gonna be anything different to me, you know. And I feel like being on a, like you said, being on the college campus, I feel like I'm prepared just because of how mature I am through football and just me as a person in general, which of course stems from my parents and how they raised me. I feel like I'll fit in perfectly. Like I won't, you know, I'm gonna be on time to meetings. I'm not gonna miss class, stuff like
Yeah.
that. I can't.
Yeah, that's
I
one of the
can't because
biggest
As you should.
problems they
As you
have.
should. Yeah.
the
Getting
biggest
them more
problem.
workouts and
Yeah.
showing up to them meetings, man, is one of the real reason why a lot of kids end up off teams.
And the
Right.
great part about it, since Morehouse is not a huge wide campus, but you have no excuse. You have
Yeah.
no excuse to get to
No
class.
excuse.
Hey man, do you know about any of the other teams that are in the actual conference? Kentucky State, we got Miles. You know, Miles was the champion last year. What do you think you can take them down, or even cross rivals Clark Atlanta?
Man, all I gotta say is Clark going down this year. Y'all know it. I heard it here first. But
You heard that now?
no, I actually a quarterback I played with actually just committed to Morehouse College, Ethan Sharp. Shout out to him.
Okay.
Oh
I
man,
saw
look
him
at that.
yesterday. Yeah. You know, we connected, but I'm gonna look forward to seeing him, competing with him, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like with the SIAC, it's a very competitive conference just because
Right.
of the college landscape of like
Right.
what colleges are in it, you know? Like we're all kind of
Yeah, you got.
fighting for that top spot.
I know. So for those who don't know, you said the SIAC. I call it the SIA, but you got Albany State, Allen University, Benedict. You have Central. There's Edward Waters. They're pretty okay last year as well. Clark Atlanta, of course. Fort Valley State, Kentucky State. There's Lane College, Lemoyne, Owen, and then there's Miles. Of course, Morehouse. There's Savannah State, where Shannon Sharp went to. We got Spring Hill College and then Tuskegee. So those are gonna be some tough battles. But we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see.
Hey, so tell me, I want to know a little bit about how Berkmar kind of shaped you as a quarterback. I mean, just tell me a little bit about how that whole experience of playing at a school where you had issues with everybody getting on board about winning, and then just being able to rally those guys to go out and actually compete and win.
Yeah, so I'm sure you guys know, like, didn't have a winning season throughout my whole 4 years of high school. And it's really hard to, you know, you can say it and preach it, but it's really hard to beat that losing mentality. Like when it's just been drilled into you throughout this whole process. Like I think the last time we had a winning season was in the 2000s, like early 2000s. So it was, yeah, it was tough, and I knew what I knew what I was getting into, and I'm grateful for it because I've seen like it's shaped me as a player. Like it's made me mentally tough and mentally resilient to where, you know, we're down 3 touchdowns in the second quarter and I'm just like, no, we gotta keep fighting. Like we gotta keep getting it, like, you know, think about the bigger picture. We gotta get film, you know what I'm saying? We
Yeah.
gotta get to that next level. Like
Yeah.
no matter what the process is or no matter what's happening out on the field, no matter what you got going on, you gotta always stay positive, no matter what's happening.
Yeah,
So
Dave, you a little bit different, man, because I think if I'm not wrong, you were ordained as a what is it, Ethiopian minister or something like that at a young age, man.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Yeah.
Tell me how that played into the factor, man, of your faith, man. Like you
Yeah.
just explained a situation where a lot of kids, man, would just have folded or transferred schools, but you decided to kind of sit in there and just be like, look, it's a bigger picture, guys. Like that's what's important. Talk about that for me.
Yeah, no doubt. So, of course, all praise to God. I believe that, he always has a plan for me. And coming up, like, I would be praying, and it didn't feel right to leave. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't want to leave on the guys that were looking up to me, because I was in that situation when I was a junior, looking up to some of these seniors that were leaving to go to other schools for their last season,
Right.
So I didn't want to be that guy and disappoint
Mm-hmm.
my guys. Like, I got to stay for them, and like you said, that definitely ties into my faith. My mom's actually Ethiopian Orthodox, so I
Wow.
was ordained. Yeah, I was ordained as a deacon at a very young age. Still practice, of course, and my faith takes me places that my mind or my soul or my body can't. So
There you go.
I'm grounded in my faith, and I use it to. That's
There you
really
go.
my vision. You know what I'm saying?
That's why you fit the mouth of a Morehouse man.
Hey,
Look
let me
at
ask you a question too.
that.
Hey,
There you
how
go.
many yards? What would be your ideal as far as a game is concerned? Let's say an in-conference game against Miles. What would be your ideal numbers? What do you think
In
you
a
may do?
game, I feel like a
500
solid
yards.
performance, around 300 passing yards.
Woo!
Mm-hmm.
3 TDs.
Go big or go home. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
300,
man. Y'all heard that.
300
Y'all heard that,
passing
right?
yards, 3 TDs, maybe a rushing touchdown. Because I'm a runner. I'm gonna do a threat now.
Can't
I'll
wait.
be running.
You can't wait to see that.
And he got
You're gonna be
swag
down
too.
Oh yeah.
Hey, you guys, listen. So if you haven't signed up for URA, again, let me post that real quick. URA, they are the leader in under athlete, young men, young women in all sports. Listen, sign up right quick to get your account today for football players. We're looking for you right now and in all areas of the country.
Yeah, man. So look, the last thing, man, just tell me a little bit about your off-field, like just routines. Like what does Davian do on a Sunday or Saturday? I mean, I know you got that character. You ain't on at the clubs or nothing like that, but just tell me what type of athlete you are off the field, man.
Definitely. So, of course, going into the off season, before heading into Morehouse, like I got to be mentally prepared, physically prepared, and so I've been trying to maintain a routine. I'll be working out throughout the week, throw at least 3 times a week, get on the field with the receivers. Actually, made a couple connections with my freshman class coming in with a couple receivers, so
Look
we
at
were
that.
able to get on the field and throw a little bit. Develop that connection early, so when we get on campus, we'll be ready to go. But biggest part, I feel like, is developing a routine so you can stick to it and follow it. Because of course, if all your stuff's out of whack, like you're gonna be just scrambling trying to figure out what to do, how to figure things out. But I've been able to develop a steady routine to where, I'll wake up at 7, go work out in the morning, then come back home, eat something, go back in the afternoon about 2 or 3, then come home, do schoolwork, repeat it again. Then I'll do different workout splits, all that for different weeks. So I feel like I definitely got it down, but of course, room for improvement.
Okay.
Hey, so some of you said you met some of your other teammates already. And what's the mindset of those guys coming in? Are they freshmen, seniors, sophomore? Like, what is their mindset? Last year they didn't have the best of seasons, but it was kind of like mediocre. So they're moving to a new phase. What is their mindset going forward this year?
Oh yeah, no doubt. So I would say everybody I've met has the same mindset as me. Like, we got to get in there and change some things. That's why they came out and looking for us. That's why we've been recruited to get in there and help out. So definitely a lot of the receivers I've met, we're ready to get in there and play ball. Like, I think the biggest thing for me is getting in and making an impact no matter what. Like, no matter if I'm on the field, in the locker room, in the weight room, anything like that. Making an impact however I can to help the team win. because that's what I want to see. I want to see a winning season, a winning program. Like all of the bullet points for that, I'm gonna have those. I'm gonna have those down. So I want to definitely see that coming in. I think with Coach Sherrod and the whole staff that coming in that has been hired, I think they got the same mentalities too. We want to get in here and win, so we're definitely going to be competing this year for the top spot in the SIAC. So,
hey, Lonzo, I got a question for you,
Yeah.
and also DJ. Listen, with the new NIL,
Right.
with all the system that we come upon us, what do you guys feel is the best thing about it, and the most negative thing about it? Can we talk on that?
Yeah, definitely. So I feel like I would say the best thing about it is, college athletes are finally getting the opportunity to get paid because, like, in the college landscape, especially, it's like, you're focused on football, grades, like, you don't have time to make any money, So the fact that you get to get paid for playing football that's the biggest thing, I feel like. But also, I would say a negative is it's changed the mindset of a lot of players to where I would rather, not saying I would, but some people would rather go to a school that's, giving them maybe 200,000 a year in NIL, and you get a chance to play, but it's not as a successful program, or the coaches might not fit your scheme or stuff like that.
Right.
Whereas I'll go to a different program who might only be giving me 50,000 per year, but the program fits me, the scheme fits me. The coaches are loved, stuff like that. So I feel like the money is changing a lot of kids' mindset to where they see this big amount or this big sum, and they're like, oh, we got to go there. I got to go there. Like, no, you got to go where you're going to be able to play ball at the highest level, in my opinion. So,
Alonzo, touching based on that, because, a lot of the camps that we attend, a lot of the coaches we talk to, what is their mindset?
Well, hold on. Let me pick it back off there first, because I got a different perspective. Because I played in the early '90s. I played at Hampton University, and the money was, back in the day, money was given under the table from boosters and stuff like that. Players got taken care of. Now it's like just out there. You know what I mean? I've always felt that it was important for the athlete to get paid, but I also think that it has created so many different problems and nuanced problems that have affected us going forward. One of the things is, as an athlete, when I played, yes, an athlete goes to school, doesn't have an opportunity to make money. Sometimes at a lot of the smaller schools, they didn't have 24-hour meal tables. So, you have to rely on like calling your family or scrounging up some money. That's one of the biggest difference that I see between your FBS and a lot of your FCS schools is the size has a lot to do with the meal plan. I think that the NIL should not only just focus on paying the players, but it should also focus on giving these kids the proper amount of nutrition that they need. They need to put back into the players by not just financially paying them, but also giving them the nutrition, the mental health. And also, I believe that a lot of these millions of dollars floating around should be like when you're thinking about the unions. There's some kids that need to go out there and play and bust their butt, get hurt, and then they're done off of a major injury. Well, what about their health care? It shouldn't be, oh man, you're gone, and then that's it. I have a different nuance of thinking, but I also believe that it's a good thing for them. But I think that it's always going to be the powers that be that's going to dictate that's going to be best for their pockets, and it's still not best for athletes, because smaller schools, some of them can't even get NIL.
How about we give these young men and young women stocks? Maybe property where they can, when they get out, they got a piece of property, or they got some stocks. What do you think?
Yeah, I think, well, not even that. I think they need to have a fund. Like if let's say a University of Georgia, right, that has millions of dollars, right, in their collective, right, I think something like that should be set aside, and part of that money should be put into like not like a retirement plan or a fund after football. All I see is these guys getting this money, man, buying cars, buying jewelry, but they're not realizing that they got to pay taxes on it.
They got to pay taxes on it.
That's going to be the next problem that we're dealing with.
I just seen that. You see that athlete? He had all these cars at the house. Man, the IRS came in.
Yeah, it took it all. And then they're not even looking at the fact that after a lot of them NIL, it doesn't travel with them when they go into the pros because they're not really like endorsement deals like athletes get. They're not established that way.
So should they get a paycheck then?
Huh?
So off what you just said, they should get a paycheck basically.
Well, no, because what they should do is they should basically, like the military, they should basically give them all the resources they need to help them as a student athlete. All right. Okay. Because then what happens is now it's not so much about what the school can do for you financially and what the school can do financially, but everybody across the board has a system that takes care of that athlete physically, mentally, emotionally, while giving them all a blanket amount across the board. Okay. Now I understand, like if you're dealing with an athlete that gets for himself, he gets a deal with a company. Yeah, that's name, image, and likeness. But as for across the board, I think that there should be some type of system set up because NIL is not helping the smaller schools, and they still out here playing.
That's what I was going to ask you because some of the universities and colleges, they're complaining and saying, "Hey, man, listen, we're giving this student, a full scholarship that's worth, thousands, even 100,000. What do you say about that?"
Well, when I played, they were guaranteed. 4-year scholarship was guaranteed. Nowadays, it's year to year. You're playing for your scholarship. But what it is you got to think about now with you being allowed to bet on sports. It's changed the whole dynamics. So in one sense, it was good for name, image, and likeness, but for the next, you're dealing with a gambling of a system. It's not a fair system across the board. And so I feel like it has hurt high school athletes because now what's the use of me developing a kid? Yeah. I'm going to go to the portal now because I got to win now. Why? Because the boosters expecting me because they're paying a high salary. They're giving so much money in the collectives. They're even betting against the games. So with all that said, I'm going to say, hey, if you don't meet this size, stature, or you can't come in and compete, then I got to let you go. Kids don't understand this is a job now. Parents have to understand they can't live through their kids now. Yeah. The stadiums and all that great stuff is all good, but the point of the matter why you have so many kids in the transfer portal is they get commit from a Florida or LSU. Here it is, their second year, they're not playing. They're not touching the field because each year they're bringing in a transfer that came from Georgia, and so that kid enters the transfer portal. So he drops down. He drops down D2, D3, just so that he can keep his clock going and he can then transfer back up or to another school or whatever.
Yeah, that's so crazy, man. Hey, DJ, do you have any friends, anybody that's already getting, NIL deals or?
I know a couple, like friends of friends, but a lot of it's at the D1 level, because of course, as you know, like the funding level from D1 to D2 is a major difference. So it's almost, D1 almost has unlimited money. I wouldn't say unlimited, but they got a lot of money. So
are they smart with their money? I mean, you talk to them. I mean, are they putting it to what it needs to be, or are they having great advice?
I think some schools are, some schools aren't. Like, I don't think if you really want a guy, you're gonna, spend all of your money on him. Like. You gotta think about what's best for the program, not just I need to get this guy, or not having a full view of what you want to do. So I feel like that's the biggest difference between programs. Like they're going out offering guys like $1 or $2 million deals.
Woo, crazy. Money, man.
It's crazy. Yeah, I've heard it. So.
Look at this. I went to a spring game and. You wouldn't imagine how many guys that had not even touched the field they had diamonds all on their neck. They had not even played one snap of college football, right?
She got all this money.
So my question is, I agree these players should get paid. I truly agree. and they should be able to capitalize on however much they can make outside of the academic student athlete portion of it. But I think that across the board, they should. Why not pay these kids $35,000, and depending on FBS, $35,000, then you can make unlimited money outside of that. Your school's paid for, the meals are paid for, all your money's paid for, your school's paid for, and then why not turn around and let the smaller schools be able to give, let's say, $3,000 a month stipend, whether they raise it through funding or whatever. You know what I mean? Because the alumni base and the endowment isn't the same across the board. But those universities should start to say, well, look, we gotta be fair to these athletes also. Because even though you go into a small school, take a percentage of the state and revenue to pay these kids. You know what I mean? Like you could, Davian's going to Morehouse. They're gonna have games where it's gonna be sold out. They can take a little bit of that money and fund it to those kids just for a stipend or whatever as an NIL. You know what I'm saying? Get boosters to do different things. I just think that what happens is we focus so much on the NIL from the bigger standpoint, and it does a disservice for the smaller schools, right? Because you can't sit here and create rules, but create them for the FBS and the G5s, and then look at the smaller schools and be like, well, you're not involved in this. You know what I'm saying? Unless they disassociate Division I and say, Division I, you are now a pro type style football where you can go wherever you want to do, free agency, do whatever you want. It's not our requirement to graduate you. But at the end of the day, they are student athletes.
Yeah, they are.
These schools should be responsible for graduating these athletes. And if these athletes get hurt, these schools should be responsible for taking care of them after football.
100%. Hey, listen, guys, listen, we had fun today. Listen, this has been an interesting conversation. We got to continue this again before your season starts. DJ, is there anything? Listen, one of the things that a lot of people want to know, what is one thing people do not know about you? Tell the audience something secret.
You got me thinking. Let's see. Man.
Don't talk about the time you went down to the mall and kissed that girl. No, no, we don't look like that.
Oh man. Let's see. A lot of people don't know. I say a lot of people don't know. I never really started playing football until my 8th grade year. Like, yeah.
What?
Yeah. Like organized tackle football. I didn't really start playing until my 8th grade year. You know, my dad.
Wow.
He always wanted me to, develop before I, was in pads or in contact, because he always felt like, I was smart. So, especially he saw it young, so he wanted to protect my brain. So, I didn't really start until my 8th grade year. It was
makes sense.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And look at you now. Boom.
Hey, man.
College.
Look at me now.
On the road to success.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, guys. Listen. We definitely we want to give these athletes their flowers while they're here. We want to show our appreciation all the time. Also, we like to bring them back on the show before their season starts and maybe even midway or after the season. So if you guys are in the market for your high school student or middle school student looking to get help, check out URA again. You can scan right here. You'll see many of the athletes that we'll have on our show going forward, right on the website. 4-star players, 3-star players, and some going to college, some already in college. If you need any more information, how can they reach you?
Man, they can just follow us on URA underrecruitedathlete.com, where they can go get a free profile. Please get a free profile, because I send out all the information of the athletes I get to the college in our network. And then they also can look at URA Sports Show. We're on Instagram, we're on YouTube, we're on Facebook. So between there, they can reach out to us and learn a little bit more about us and just see how we promote our athletes, because our focus is telling the athlete story and giving them the exposure they need.
Oh, 100%. Hey, listen, if you're watching, also stay tuned. We have a thing coming up down the line. This is one of our commercials for it.
Wins it. Springs Alofsky.
I know you're proud of me. Look at all the shit I prevailed.
To the rim. Cross free right here. It didn't matter even if somebody was trying
to be well. I'm praying he don't see jail to live another day. I'm praying I don't see hell. Ain't no telling what I do for my family. Just know I mean well. No, you ain't next to me. No, you ain't next to me. But I'm hoping you can see. I'm praying you can see. $1 million curses turn to $1 million dreams. $1 million on me, but girl, it ain't what it seems. I'm having nightmares. I'm having nightmares of my brother clutching on me. Can't see the snakes up in the grass, so what you showed me. You can't trust these niggas, ain't your friends, what you told me. Young man, just stay about the streets and kick it lonely. You can do whatever you wanna dream of, what you told me. I ain't understand your words back then, but that's the old me. Now look at me now.
Hey, that's a preview for the 250th sports thing we got coming up with URA and HBCU Original. So stay tuned for that. Listen, we appreciate you guys coming out today, checking out DJ. Listen, Morehouse, they are in the SIAC conference, the SIAC. Check out their schedule. Also, don't forget to sign up for URA if you are in the market. Listen, we love to have you. Love to see you again. Hey, stay tuned. We got also coming up with Runway to Purpose with JL Williams, Coach JL. That'll be next week, I believe it is. So we might have the governor of Delaware on. So stay tuned for that as well. Hey, we appreciate it. Anything you want to say, Lonzo, before we take it out?
No, man, I'm just happy for Davian, man. I'm very happy for him, man, and I just hope the best for him, man. This has been great.
Hey, man, we'll see you and see you. Peace.
Yeah, man, appreciate you, dog.